collaboration between Design Sponge and the New York Public Library.
Over the course of this series, we'll meet 5 New York City artists and follow them as they create designs inspired by the library's collection. Inside these walls is an incredible collection of vintage maps, antique postcards, and menus from around the world. So come with me to Brooklyn and let's meet the artists. We're in the Williamsburg section of Brooklyn to talk to John Pomp of John Pomp Glass. He's going to give us a little glass blowing demo and we're going to hear a little bit about the studio, so come with me.
We melt and cook the glass around 2400 degrees Fahrenheit, and we blow the glass around 2100. And it always seems like such a oh my gosh, there's 3000 degree ovens, but ultimately I tell everybody it's really just like being in the kitchen. It's really safe in here, and it's not as scary as you might think. My work really evolves around the sensibility of the human hand and knowing that somebody really put a lot of energy into whatever we made. You know, there's different types of processes when we blow glass that inform the work a little bit, and usually they're kind of like the things that people usually find as mistakes that I'll kind of use to my advantage and exploit a little bit and perfect. So they become these imperfections, but very sophisticated and very, very intentional.
Hello!
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Dishes are from my gourmet collection. They're porcelain replicas of tin takeout containers, and I've been doing them for quite some time. They come in all sorts of colors, and also in the classic with the gold rim, white with the gold rim rather. So I've also started making porcelain pendants, which I am in love with. They come in black and white porcelain, and they have sign language on them. So it's kind of your classic cameo with a twist. Kind of silly, but very fun all the same, and they come in a bunch of sizes, and also the love sign, the fist, the peace sign, thumbs up, thumbs down, which I love. You're walking around with a thumbs down sign, that's so silly. I mean, poop on that. So I think that's funny. My dad was a jeweler in the Diamond District for 35 years or so, so I've always grown up with the jewelry and the handmade stuff, little things, and so now I'm making little things.
I'm here in Dumbo, Brooklyn to talk with Rebecca of Moontree Press.
I guess I started printing about 5 or 6 years ago, and the first time that my parents drove up to New York from Pennsylvania to see this printing press, my mom almost filled up with tears. But it just looks really, really scary. My most common client is a wedding couple who are getting married. So I do a lot of wedding invitations, which I actually really love doing. I find that it's really nice to just meet new people, and they come in and we talk about what they like, and they get to see the press and what the process is. But then I do all sorts of cool custom projects. For example, this year I did a really neat project for the State Department, the 4th of July party at the State Department, which was really exciting for me. You would think, if you didn't live here, that being in New York City you'd be really closed off from a lot of nature. But actually, I guess because we live in this urban area, it's really important to us. So I have many, many plants in my apartment. I have a couple here in the studio. And I think it's just how I connect.
Now we're at this great old warehouse to visit the artist Mike Perry.
I have a pretty short attention span, so it's easy for me to want to move on to the next thing. Start a drawing and then get halfway through it and want to do a new drawing. And this is one of those questions that you get a lot, like what do you do and what's your thing? And I have kind of a hard time defining it, which I love about what I do is because I get to do such a wide variety of projects. And so I've recently been defining what I do as just a maker. Okay. I just make things. So who knows what it's going to be. 2 years ago now, I did a book called Hand Job. Hand Job is not pornographic at all. Hand Job is a catalog of hand-drawn typography. It features 50 of my favorite typographers, specifically people who draw type. My favorite hand job blog posting was on a sex website called Fleshbot, and they actually posted Hand Job when it came out, and it said, "We were excited to discover a book called Hand Job. How disappointed we were to find out it was just a bunch of nerdy designers."
Rudy, wait. Come in. I've been a pattern designer about 2 years. I've been an illustrator since graduating RISD. Changed my style a couple of times. I think I'm set now. As a kid, I thought I'd be like a worker woman. You know, when you imagine yourself in like, you know, in a suit or something and, you know, like being the boss. But I guess I'm my own boss now, so. I think I'd be proud of myself if I was little, like thinking, oh, I'm making bedding, you know, like as a kid I always like traced Garfield from like my own bed, so it's good. I'm doing a lot of different things. I did stuff with Urban Outfitters recently. I have a new canister out, part of the artist series. I'm doing a whole bunch of new wallpapers for Higgy and West, all different styles, exclusive Julia Rothman wallpapers. Kiddo puzzles. We're doing our second line of games together. That's probably about it.
I think this is a great opportunity for me to kind of contextually get out of my own little world and be able to find some inspiration through the word. And very much looking forward to getting out of the studio here because it does get a little hot, and going over to the library.
I'm very much excited to be a part of this project. I hope to have material to kind of take me along for a little while, and just to be exposed to that, to know that it's there, and yeah, who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. I'm excited about it.
I think I'm really excited most of all about just exploring the library. I think sometimes, especially the main branch you walk in, it's so magnificent and so wonderful, but it's a little intimidating. You don't want to bust through the doors and hunt down a librarian and say, I'm looking for a picture of a hydrangea. But I know that I can.
I have no idea what to expect, and I guess that's the kind of exciting thing. The library gives you the opportunity to really discover things that you don't expect to find, and almost taking like some of the ideas behind making Hand Job, where it's just kind of a curation of the things that you find and putting them together in some sort of order. I think that's really exciting to me. Like that kind of hopefully will lead to what I'm going to do with this thing.
I'm really excited to work on this project with the New York Public Library. I'm sure like I'm gonna see textiles from like all different decades and old children's illustrations and all sorts of interesting stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna make, probably a pattern, but I'm sure I'll be super inspired by everything there.
Stay tuned for the next episode when we'll meet Isaac Mizrahi and he'll tell us about his inspirations, and we'll follow the designers as they rummage through the collections of the New York Public Library.
Just walking a straight line, you act like there's plenty of time, you talk yourself into going